into the night, you and me, looking up, and now we see the world it waits to be discovered, every moment filled with wonder. Oh, we know what we were meant for, this great adventure. The world it waits to be discovered, every moment filled with wonder. Oh, we know what we were meant for, this great adventure. This great adventure.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2020 commencement ceremony for Fraser High School. Today we have the privilege of honoring 318 graduates who proudly will earn their diploma. The class of 2020 marks the 90th graduating class from Fraser High School. Joining me on stage are the members of the Fraser Board of Education. Board President, Mrs. Laura Edghill. Vice President, Mr. Jim Burko. Treasurer, Mr. Scott Wallace. Secretary, Mrs. Linda Corbett. Trustee, Mr. Ron Devillano. Trustee, Mr. Todd Cook. And Trustee, Mr. Dan Stawinski. I would also like to recognize our 2020 Fraser High School Teacher of the Year, Ms. Stephanie Zeri, and our Fraser High School staff speakers, Mr. David Kuppe and Mrs. Stacy Yokhana. Please rise and join me in the singing of the national anthem performed by Shane Middleton.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Shane, for that beautiful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Good afternoon, Fraser families, and welcome to our first ever virtual graduation. This is part one of graduation today, and we look forward to seeing you all in person tonight at the drive-through graduation beginning at 7 p.m. Please allow me to first start by apologizing to the class of 2020. I'm sorry you missed your spring sports season. I'm sorry you missed the spring concert season. I'm sorry prom was canceled. I'm sorry graduation is not at Mount Zion. I'm sorry that the senior all-night party was canceled. I'm sorry that you missed out on the last few months of your senior year with friends and staff at Fraser High School. One thing that we know for certain is that life will sometimes hit you hard and knock you down, and it will keep you down if you let it. In the words of Rocky Balboa, life is about getting hit and moving forward. Class of 2020, this is not what you envisioned your graduation to be. None of us did. But how you move forward from this will be your legacy. From now on, we will use the phrase before COVID-19 when talking about how our life was. In a speech to Wright State University, Tom Hanks called this time the Great Reset. Our lives came to a sudden halt. The world changed before our eyes. And every day we realized that something we previously took for granted was no longer available or dangerous to us. Your lives will be determined by the after COVID-19. You are charged with resetting the world right, to fix previous generations' mistakes, to make the world a better place to live, work, play, and travel in. Today we celebrate the class of 2020. Tomorrow we will be here to cheer you in your future endeavors. Thank you to all the students that are going on to careers in police, fire, medicine, education, and the military. We have been reminded that during this time that heroes do not wear capes. They wear uniforms, scrubs, construction hats, ties and scarves their students gave them, and personal protection equipment. Whatever you choose to do in life, be great at it. Work ethic and competency are a commodity in this world. The staff of Fraser High School would like to thank all of the parents of the class of 2020. Thank you for trusting us to educate your children. Their accomplishments are the fruits of your labor. Fraser High School graduates, it's been my pleasure to be your principal. I hope the very best for your future. May you be blessed with wisdom, love, health, and good fortune. Superintendent Wozniak and the Fraser Board of Education, I certify that these graduates have fulfilled all the requirements of Fraser Public Schools and the state of Michigan. The administration and faculty of Fraser High School recommends that the graduates before you receive their diplomas with all the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereof. It is with a great deal of pride that I present to you the Fraser High School class of 2020.
Hello, class of 2020. My name is Corinne Hinson, and I am honored to stand here before you today, figuratively, of course. I may not personally know all of you, but that does not mean that we are complete strangers. Maybe we had a class together, or we walked past each other in the hallway. One way or another, we have crossed paths. We are here united but apart, missing the daily interactions with each other. Despite being so far from each other physically, the current state of our world has brought us closer than ever before. We have created unique ways to keep in touch, such as Zoom calls with friends and car parades to celebrate birthdays. This new normal has given us all an opportunity to step back and have the time to understand what is truly important in our lives. We have a newfound appreciation for the things we used to take for granted. Our friendships and relationships are stronger than ever. We all have different definitions of the word friend, but there is no doubt that they make an impact on us. Everyone has had at least one friend, whether that be a teacher, a classmate, a janitor, the list goes on. Maybe you have had a friend to sit with at lunch, or a high five from the one and only Mr. Hogan. Throughout our 4 years, we have all had someone extend friendship to us. With these friends, you may have shared an unforgettable laugh, a valuable life lesson, or a deep conversation. I remember when I walked into leadership class on the first day of senior year, and Brittany Caldwell ran up to me and hugged me. Every day after that, we shared our daily hug at the beginning of 4-9. This year, I started to understand why supportive friendships like this matter. Not every day was easy, but knowing that I had such a strong support system to lean on made even the bad days have a little sunshine. Whether you had similar experiences or not, I'm sure you have all had a friendship that changed you and brought joy into your life. We often forget to show our appreciation for the people that have shaped us. Take a minute after this ceremony to thank your friends for being a part of your journey. Personally, I would like to thank my butcher friends that I rode the bus with every day, and my student council friends that soon became my family. I would not be where I am today without you all, so thank you. With these friendships, many of us have created memories that will last a lifetime. Although we have missed out on some of our senior events, we still have these precious moments to keep close to us. As we step into the future, we cannot forget the people who have made our journey worthwhile. Here's to a new adventure full of new memories.
Hello, my name is Isabella Palomba, and I am one of the salutatorians of the class of 2020. I am incredibly humbled to be able to speak to you all today, and I'd like to first thank all my friends, family, and the faculty who have helped me achieve such high honors throughout my high school career. It is incredibly difficult to succeed without a strong support network, and I am immensely grateful for mine. I know that seeing me up here speaking, you probably assumed that I had the perfect high school experience and that I loved every minute of my time at Fraser High School, but for me, and I'm sure for many of you, that just wasn't the case. I mean, high school was not our entire lives. Some days, maybe for personal reasons, it was incredibly hard to get out of bed and come to school. Despite this, I think it's really important not to let the negative outweigh the positive. I think that's really easy to do, especially during this time where we're all so hyper-focused on all the things we're missing out on, instead of all of the wonderful things we've experienced, because we have made a lot of wonderful memories in this building. So yes, I do think that we have a lot to thank Fraser for, but a lot of our memories from high school happened outside of these walls too. I mean, 5, 10, 15 years from now, you won't remember that test that you bombed. You'll remember staying out with your friends at a bonfire the night before when you probably should have been studying. You won't remember the essay you wrote on the book you forgot to read. You'll remember staying out a little bit too late with your friends on a school night and driving home a little bit too fast. We made mistakes because that's what being a teenager is all about. We made friends and we lost friends. We fell in love and we had our hearts broken, and our one constant for the past 4 years has been Fraser High School. My one constant for the past 4 years has been all of you. This place has been a home for us to learn and grow in more ways than one. Now, I know this will be mentioned in absolutely every speech you hear today, but I do want to address the pandemic. I know firsthand the kind of anger and disappointment that these unprecedented circumstances have caused people. I mean, for goodness sake, I've heard the phrase unprecedented circumstances more in the past month than I have in my entire life. It is an understatement to say that our senior year was unorthodox. But hear me out. I think that we have been prepared for this type of event for our entire lives. I mean, consider it. Our generation has been groomed to adapt to change. We've grown up around constant development, constantly changing societal views and social awareness and political ideas, and constantly changing technology. I mean, consider why teachers ask us for help with technology. And I don't mean how to shut off autoplay on YouTube. I mean how to fix a projector or an Apple TV, which is technology they have more experience with than we do. It's because we have been taught to learn on our own. We have been taught to learn even when we're presented with new things. We have been taught to adapt to change. Despite this whole lifelong preparation thing I'm proposing, I know that a lot of people were really angry with the changes that had to be made to prom and graduation and the rest of our senior year. And I think a lot of that anger stems from the fact that for our whole lives, I mean, forgive me for the melodrama, but for our whole lives in movies and TV and books, we constantly are told that high school should be the best 4 years of your life and to make it count. And now at the culmination of it all, you feel like you're missing out on these amazing, well-deserved memories. And maybe we are, but we've already made plenty of new ones and we have plenty of time to make more. So instead, I challenge you to consider all of the positivity that's been spread over these past few months. On one positive note, I think it's safe to say this is a graduation ceremony we certainly won't be forgetting anytime soon. On another positive note, I have a friend named Tina, who was actually the prom queen here at Fraser in 2015, and Tina turned 25 on May 6th. But because she has Down syndrome, which can cause someone to be immunocompromised, her family had to be extra cautious regarding the social distancing protocols. So she couldn't have a conventional birthday celebration. Instead, she had a birthday drive-by. And Tina could have let this ruin her birthday, but instead I'll let her reaction speak for itself.
Tina! Christine! Wow! Best birthday ever!
Listen to that. We all need to be the Tinas of the world right now more than ever, in fact. And I know it's really hard to keep hearing people say, stay positive, when disappointment after disappointment is thrown our way. Maybe these were supposed to be the best 4 years of our lives, but don't be discouraged. Our lives are just beginning.
When I was first asked to write a speech, I realized a lot of people, including me, don't know how to write one.
So I'm going to share with you all how to do so. The best part of my speech is that you can mute the volume just like in go-to meetings with our teachers. The first step is to start out with the inspirational quote. As Gandhi once said, his quotes were the most overused thing in graduation speeches. I'm not going to tell you to change the world. Instead, I want to share a quote from a modern-day philosopher that the class of 2020 is much more familiar with. It matters not what you've done, but what you do with what you've done for others. The next part of a speech is to thank others for their support, because I would not be where I am today by myself. A special thanks to Mr. Sines for letting me complain to him literally every time I saw him. I want to thank all of my teachers, both at Fraser and at Butcher. I won't lie and say that I will apply a lot of the knowledge I learned, like how to write a rhetorical analysis and how to use parametric equations. The teachers I had, however, were truly excellent, and many showed a passion for their job I had never witnessed before. I would also like to thank my friends. They were the reason I would have enough motivation to wake up at 5:35 and do it all over again. Lastly, and I'm sorry to Ms. Saputo for using that transition, I would like to thank my parents, my siblings, and of course my babka. The third part of a speech is to tell a story and make it generic enough so it can somehow apply to 340 kids. I always thought that come senior year, I would know where I wanted to go in life and who I wanted to become. I still really don't know what I'm doing, but I did realize that I really will never know. Because Zello lessons and SMART goals are not going to help you decide your future. Your future cannot be determined by state-mandated online lessons and fake goals you wrote down so that you could leave school at 1:35. Life is about moving forward in complete oblivion, and that makes graduating, at least for me, really scary. And that's okay, because life is about figuring it out and being happy. Life is about going out into the unknown, and in times of a pandemic, we are already getting used to that feeling. Embrace uncertainty, because life is never constant. The final part of a speech is closing remarks. Fraser High School is not the perfect place. The school store only seems to sell airheads that are as orange as our president. I can't remember the last time the water fountain by the gym could actually fill up my bottle. We can't even play on coolmathgames.com because virtually everything on our MacBooks is blocked. But I wouldn't ever change where I went to high school, because we have an amazing music program that I was able to be a part of. We are blessed to have some of the best technology in Macomb, and we have 3 working LK, LZWSR, Easy H2O bottle filling stations with filters. I am proud to be a Rambler, and I am forever grateful to have spent my time here. I am proud to be part of our class. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We've done great things, and we are going to continue to do great things, and a pandemic can't and never will change that.
Thank you to the class of 2020. It's my honor today to say a few words to an incredible group of young men and women. I'm honored to speak to all of you today, and I am so appreciative to be a part of this amazing Fraser family. I imagine none of you thought this is how your Fraser High School graduation would have looked like at the start of the school year. These last few months have been challenging, and I too have felt incredibly disappointed and frustrated at times. This experience has helped me reflect, now more than ever, on some of the best advice I have ever received. One of my mentors, who has helped me throughout my career, gave me some wonderful insight when I was faced with a very hard and difficult situation. She told me I needed to find the gift in what had happened. I remember looking at her and thinking, what on earth could possibly be the gift she was talking about? At that moment, I was very disheartened. My confidence had been shaken. However, the more we talked, I found the gift of strength, a type of strength I would not have seen had she not shared with me her wisdom. She showed me a new type of fortitude I could lean into, and that changed my thinking. More importantly, it reminded me that is how we grow, and we all need to keep growing. I encourage you to find the gift that has come from this unmatched time in history. I have found many gifts over the past 2 months, from the big things that have happened right here in Fraser, such as the outpouring of social and emotional support from the students, staff, and families throughout Fraser. Our teachers and administrators doing remarkable work instructing from their homes, doing whatever it takes to connect with you. Our community coming together and sharing resources and supplies. And our students, staff, and families working together to provide resources and support for families impacted by COVID-19. And then there are what I call the little gifts. A drive-by parade telling families how much we miss them. The quick phone call or text just because you had the time. Special treats shared with a friend and the excitement you felt in giving. The wonderful and newfound time to be with your family. Those are the simple gifts that might be hard to find right now, but it is important that you always look for that gift because it can change your perspective. And now more than ever, we need new perspective. And more importantly, the ability to think critically. We need leadership now more than ever. Leadership and thinking matters. The perspective you bring can either be part of the problem or part of the solution. Look to find solutions and try to keep finding gifts, even when it might seem impossible to do so. I would like to leave you with 3 pieces of advice from former President Barack Obama's recent graduation speech. Don't be afraid, do what you think is right, and build a community. Congratulations, class of 2020. You have made history. You are a part of history. President Edghill and members of the Board of Education, whereas the class of 2020 has completed all academic requirements as prescribed by the Board of Education in the state of Michigan and thus have been duly certified, it is my pleasure to present the class of 2020 so they may receive their diplomas. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Laura Edghill, President of the Fraser Board of Education. She is the mother of 3 sons enrolled in Fraser Public Schools. Mrs. Edghill is completing the 10th year on the board. As a community member, Mrs. Edghill cares deeply about students, teachers, and the welfare of our school district. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mrs. Laura Edghill. Thank you.
Hello, Fraser families. It is an honor to celebrate this amazing day with you. And it truly is an amazing day. It will always be special to you. And you will remember where you were, what you were wearing, who you were with. I promise you that. I know I remember mine. And later on today, you should ask your families about theirs. This is a moment that will go down for all eternity in your lives, and you should savor it. None of us could have predicted that graduation this year would look quite like this, and that just makes it all the more memorable. And this day is about you, but it's even more so about the people who helped you get here. I know there is a meme of Mr. Rogers that has been recirculating the internet recently, and in it he talks about when he was a young boy, when he was concerned about things going on in the world that he couldn't understand. He asked his mother what to do, and she said, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. And today I want to ask you to look for the helpers in your own educational journey. The most obvious ones are your teachers. Many of them are with us right now, watching this and continuing to cheer you on. They are the ones who have modeled the lessons and made sure you tried again and again and again. Our entire Fraser staff are probably some of the most unsung helpers. They're the ones who've cooked your lunch, cleaned up your messes, and driven you to your games. They've done it again and again and again. We also want to recognize your friends. They're the surprise helpers. They're the ones who challenged you to do better, made you laugh when you really needed it, and let you vent some steam before you destroyed something precious. They did this again and again and again. And we also want to recognize your families. They're the helpers that you're born with. And no matter how poorly they may show it at times, they really do love you. They're the ones who have stocked the fridge with food, they've washed your gym socks, and they've made sure that you got up when life got you down. They've done this again and again and again. Later on today, make sure you tell these folks exactly how much that help means to you. Say it out loud. Be brave. You won't be sorry, I promise. Don't miss this opportunity to recognize the people who've helped you get to the place that you are today. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, I invite Ms. Wozniak, Mr. Sines, and our entire Fraser team to prepare for our unique, one-of-a-kind 2020 drive-through graduation. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Daniel Milo Accavetti. Alexis Nicole Affer. Nicholas Michael Augustini. Kenda Alawabida. Nicholas J. Allport. Antonio J. Apria. Akaya Amir Janae Arms. Brooke Olivia Arnold. Tyren D. Austin. Rebecca Anne-Marie Avolio. Justin S. Babbitt. Ella Rose Baranski. Brooklyn Raquel Barthlow. Carson James Bassey. Tyler M. Bednarchik. Summer Eleanor Bell. Omar Tyree Bell Jr. Davion Darius Bibbs. Lindsay Marie Bloom. Autumn Nicole Blossom. Aaron Lee Boddington. Francesca Rose Bonello. Teddy Dubois Book. Zachary M. Brass. Audrey Grace Braun. Joseph James Brisky. Ava Lynn Brohl. Jada C. Brown. Jameson Carnegie Brown. Richard Millard Brown Jr. Julian A. Bullinger. Jessica Lynn Burke. Daviana Kenise Burton. Brianna L. Bush. Brendan James Kearney. Brittany Chanel Caldwell. Cody Maurice Canizero. Solana Vitoria Cannoneer.
Alexander Paul Capizzo. John Anthony Cartmel. Nolan Michael Chambers. Regina Elizabeth Chandler. Natalie Anna Chapp. Shannon Churchill. Benjamin William Sacalo. Leah Michelle Cinder. Corinne Nicole Clark. Daniel James Cobb. Austin Matthew Cole. Matthew Charles Cole. Jenna Ann Cotey. Seth Emmanuel Kramer Kawa. Alexis Rosina Kratzenberg. Robert John Creech Jr. Joseph Michael Cross. Isabella Rose Kushera, Robbie Lee Cunningham, Brianna Gail Daly, Savannah Hope Danis, Klyman Darawish, Megan Leah Davison, Madison Elizabeth Davis, Savannah Nicole Davis, Timothy Lawrence Davis, Thomas S. D'Angelo Jr., Noelle Emily Desert, Madison Rose Detloff, Jaden C. Dixon Golick, Ashley Rose Demetrison, Nicholas Zachary Doback, Adam James Dobies, Andrew Rocco Domenicucci, Tykeith Dewan Dotson, Jasmine Ann Dubé, Maximilian S. Duco, Nicholas John East, Sausan Sameh El-Hadi, Shareh D. Ellis, Anjane Tatiana Fair, Kayla Maria Faulkner,
Brooke Autumn Fanton, Justin Michael Farinetti, Brady W. Fabrance, Kylie A. Finley, Adam Scott Finzel, Thomas James Flowers III, Jalen Brianna Forsgren, Elizabeth Jean Fauché, Emily Marie Fauché, Allison Olivia Fott, Justin J. Freeman, Crystal Hazel Fulton, Kyrene Gerard George Simmons, Olivia Nicole Garabix, Daniel Joseph Gerke, Megan Christine Gill, Savannah Marie Gerard, Haley Marie Gerlanda, Gabriella Genai, Alyssa Louise Gores, Joshua Lee Golden, Kane Raymond Galemba, Sean T. Gomba, Cameron Riley Goodger, Jameson Lake Grace, Brianna Therese Graves, William Thomas Gray.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here with you on this special day. I always look forward to the end of the school year for a couple reasons. First is the senior walk. It's great seeing all the seniors walk around, some crying last time they're going through the hallways. Girls cry, boys are crying, and it's great to see how much they have put into their education in their years here at Fraser High School. Girls want to give hugs, boys now want to give hugs. I'm still getting used to that, but I'm starting to come to terms with it. At any rate, as this whole situation went on, I realized that we wouldn't have the normal graduation. I really enjoy being at graduation. I want to congratulate every senior on that day and to see their joy that all this has accumulated and been a great experience for them. And I wondered when this lasted much longer than I thought, how in the world are we going to deal with the seniors in their graduation? How are we going to make it special? And the more I heard Mr. Sines talk about some of the ideas and plans they had, also when I saw a news show with our superintendent and Mr. Sines, I realized that I'm very proud to be part of Fraser Schools. They have done an absolutely incredible job. And I know most of you probably already had done this, but if you've not, please take the time to thank you, because this was a big undertaking and a lot of work on their part. I have had most of you in class, some of you many times. Some of you I've coached. I've been very privileged to coach and enjoyed the time I've spent with you. So seeing you go now is kind of a bittersweet moment. I know it's a part of life. I'm sure you're thinking like I'm thinking, where'd the last 4 years go? But I've learned over that time that 3 very, very, very important lessons that have become a big part of my life. And I'd like to share those lessons with you now. Many of you have already been able to achieve this lesson, and I'm very proud of you for that. It took me much longer, not until I was a senior in college, to realize that it doesn't matter what you do in life. Always, always do the best you can. And if you do your best, you never have to look back and have any regrets. It does not matter if you're in class, if you have a job, if you're hugging your parents or walking down the street. Always, always do your best, and you'll never have any regrets. My regret is, if I could go back to high school now, I'd do it a whole lot differently a second time, but that's not possible. The second lesson I learned is life is very difficult. There's going to be a lot of good days and a lot of bad days. The good days are never going to last, and the bad days are never going to last. But no matter how bad it gets, remember, it will change. Never, ever quit. Keep standing. Keep working. Keep fighting. That's what life's about. It's about learning lessons. So don't you ever, ever, ever give up on yourself. And the third lesson I learned from my favorite movie. Whitney Houston sang a song, and she said, I want to wish all of you happiness. And I wish that for you today as well. Those of you I had in psychology class know that happiness comes from within. You are responsible for your happiness, and only you can make you happy. So to put this all together, remember, always, always do your best. Never, ever quit. Keep standing, keep fighting. You'll get where you want to be. And number 3, be happy. I want to let you know that once you're my students, you're always my students, and that if you ever need anything, I'm here for you. It seems like wherever I go in life, I run into former students, and I'd be happy to hear how you're doing. I'd love to help you with the problem, and I look forward to seeing you in the future.
Emma L. Guzman. Paul Christopher Hassey. Bashoy Azat Habib. Jalen Deontay Hardison Bodie. Alea L. Harris. Mark Stephen Harris. Hannah Marie Hartway. Haley Elizabeth Hawkins. Miranda Marie Hayes. Jacob Matthew Head. Sean Ryan Helm. Nathan Eric Herbert. Christopher Michael Higgins. Gwendolyn S. Hill. Corinne Elizabeth Hinson.
Tyler G. Hisson. Alexander James Hoppy. Emily Louise Hosky. Kaylin Allen Hurst. Tiffany M. Ingram. Morgan Kimberly Jacob. Jeremy Sanctisac Jack Jai. Shelby Rose James. Rose Jawad. Ty F. Jenkins. Rachel Eve Jensen. Lauren B. Johnston. Meldon Kalaba. Caitlin Jenna Kelly. Rita Koshaba. Nicholas James Cluck. Benjamin Burnell Knappenberger. Edward Francis Knappenberger III. Cole S. Coos. Joshua Kopich. Victoria Kovac. Charlotte Kowalski. Maya Jade Kozicki. Mackenzie Creston. Kendra M. Krasuski. Savannah Rose Kuzinski. Andrew Joseph Kurzinski. Vincent Albert Latore. Avery J. Larson. Amanda Nicole LaRue. Madison Lynn Lawrence. Elizabeth Ann Lawson. Ethan John Lefevre. Jack Michael Lear. Zachary Robert Lenning. Elizabeth Taylor Lentini. Griffin Michael Letwalk. Marlo Lawan Leverett. Mia Angel Lewis. Anthony Christopher Lumetta. Kevin Michael Lusko. Asia Patrice Lyon.
Ryan Xavier McKenzie. Kaylee Mary Ann Mangold. Frank Anthony Martinez. Gabriella E. Martinez. Benjamin Michael Mason. Ashlyn Marie Mayers. Keegan T.J. McCartney. Xavier A. McCowan Harris. Rachel Lane McMenamin. Thomas McNellis. Jeffrey Mark Meeks. Trevor Nathaniel Meredith. Elise Marilyn Merritt. Nicole Marie Mertens. Samantha Pashkaya Misakovich. Shane C. Middleton. Olivia Renee Mealy. Ilya David Milanovich. Cass DeLove Miller. Kayla Marie Miller. Tyler Henry Mitchell. Caleb Joseph Moldenauer. Garrett Estes Moore. Kyle Ezra Welker Moore. Sanaya Ashanti Moore. Khalil Lysander Muhammad. David Muyai. Brooke Louise Mullenix. Isabel Eileen Muscovin. Maya Ashley Nash. Jacoby Alexander Neal. Sydney Nicole Newmer. Haley Amelia Nunez. Annalisa Catherine Norla. Michael Brendan Oakley. Nicholas Sean Oleski. Jackson William Oltman. Isabella Maria Palomba. Christian Anthony Panetta. Sonae A. Parker. Matthew Allen Pasco. Kevin Daniel Pastrick.
Aditya Vimal Patel. Sophia Renee Peters. Wyatt Thomas Peruski. Tom Non Pham. Bradley Kenneth Pepchick. Tyler Mackinac Pierce. Jessica Rose Pizamente. Katrina Ann Ploskan. Jonathan Isaac Platt.
Welcome, everyone. Here we are today to celebrate this really special day in a way that certainly none of us had originally imagined. But today we aren't going to focus on what you didn't do, but what you did do and what you can do moving forward. Because today we're here to celebrate you, the class of 2020. Seniors, as parents, we say the days are long, but the years are short. And I know that you feel that today, because it certainly doesn't seem that long ago that you were walking into Fraser High School that first day, your freshman year. You were pretty tired. You didn't get enough sleep the night before because you were nervous to sleep through that alarm and miss your first day of school. You were excited to see some familiar faces, anxious about the unfamiliarity of the building. You found yourself aimlessly wandering around trying to find your way, too shy to ask for any help. But when you did, you walked around, you found that class, and you walked in and sat down, and everything was okay. You went from being freshmen to sophomores, and I think that's a little better, and then to juniors with some upperclassmen status, and then finally, your senior year. Your year to rule the school, to be role models for all other students, and to accomplish some of your own personal goals as well. You've adjusted well to life in high school. You went through your days and ultimately your years doing your schoolwork, going to classes, attending meetings and practices, enjoying your games, concerts, and performances, as well as spending time with your family and your friends and everything that comes in between. Now you're so familiar with Fraser High School, it's like your second home. And up until these past couple of months, you were choosing to sleep through your alarm and aimlessly wander through the halls. Guaranteed, you've slept through your alarm, but you also made the choice to get up and get ready. and you made the choice to ride or drive into that Fraser parking lot. And then you made the choice to still walk in and go to class. These are just some of the standard events and choices that you've made up until these past couple of months, where you've had to make many more choices. You see, this is life. You have choices now. Some you'll regret and you'll have to learn from those, and some you'll be really proud of, and they'll carry you far. You are who you choose to be. So choose to be you. Choose to not compare yourself to other people. Choose to make yourself happy, and choose to set goals and reach for them. Take a chance. Make a change if you need to. You can do it. You are good enough. Wherever you're going and whatever you're doing, you can do it. As you can imagine, I have made some choices of my own in life, and one of the best choices I made was in second grade. Yeah, second grade, a long time ago. But in second grade, I decided I wanted to be a teacher. I made that choice because I had this really great second grade teacher, Mrs. Waitman, and she was my inspiration to make that choice. I practiced and I practiced. I played school at home with my younger sister, who only ever had the option to be the student and never the teacher. As a second grader, I don't remember wanting to be a high school teacher. That choice certainly changed and evolved over time. But here I am today, loving that choice, as I'm able to be a teacher and a part of your high school experience. Every day that you came to school and you said hi to me in the hallway, or you gave me a friendly smile, each time you sent me an email or turned in an assignment or just asked me how my day was the day that you confirmed that that choice I made in second grade was well worth it. Choices, chances, changes. You have a lot of them coming up in this pivotal time in your life, and I would like to just encourage you to make that choice, to take a chance, to make the change. Because now is your time, class of 2020. You've earned it. I'm so proud of each and every one of you for your hard work and perseverance and resilience, especially during these unfamiliar times. You will go on to be remarkable. Seniors, today I want to encourage you to love on those people who have helped you along the way today, because they've worked really hard for your successes too. So celebrate together. Today, I leave you with all of my love and Dr. Seuss. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.
Leonora Prakai. Rachel Autumn Prakuki. Lauren Nicole Pryor. Mia Queen. Acadia Eleanor Rathbun. Clarissa Ramo. Trinity Marie Raymond. Shelby Rose Reese. Emily M. Reed. Jennifer Reynoso Jimenez. Brendan C. Rice. Jalen Malik Richardson. Shelby Ann Roberts. Tavon J. Robinson. Jacob Carter Rogers. Marissa Elizabeth Rogers. Alyssa A. Rogier. Sean Patrick Rooney. Alyssa M. Rose. Dean Michael Rose Jr. Brianna Rotman. Khalil Ajani Roy. Destiny Rumpel. Tyler M. Rumps. Zach P. Rushford. Jeremy Russo. Asia Monique Rutherford. Ivan Segmani. Zachary Ryan Sapienza. Kayla Donna Schmaltz. Eric Anthony Schroeder. Douglas Anthony Schubeck III.
Marissa Christine Sharia. Riley Ann Sebastian. Devin Robert Sellers. Nicholas Jerome Schock. Beyonce Janaya Simmons. Jasdeep Singh. Zandria Mino Sink. Maxton Joseph Civilelli. Haley Alexandra Smith. Keegan Raymond Smith. Zoe Victoria Lynn Smith. Hunter Charles Sosha. Alyssa Renee Sutherland. Ashley E. Sovel. Maxwell Gray Spatafor. Jessica Marie Sparks. Caleb Kanan Spratt. Dylan Spur. Ryan Christopher St. Ange. Ryan Elizabeth Stamper. Joseph Anthony Stanziola. Christopher Robert Starosiak. Jordan Nicholas Starosiak. Alyssa A. Stevenson. Abigail Marie Stone. Corey Michael Strange. Elaine Marie Stumpf. Amanda Catherine Sukenik. Kaylee Jordan Swafford. Sidi Ahmed BK Sai. Nicholas Patrick Tallarico. Cameron Elizabeth Tapp. Joseph J. Tavaleri. Elise Marie Tisdell. Kyle John Tretchler. Cody Michael Trevathan. Natalie Ann Trudell. Courtney Savannah Truskowski. Monkeys D. Tumpkin II. Rock Lamont Turnipseed. Shane David Ewell.
Caleb Daniel Upshur. Marissa Renee Velati. Robert John Van Bibber. Alexis Victoria Vinatelli. Angelina Marie Viviano. Ava Isabella Giorgio Vivona. Thomas Robert Vokey Jr. Jeffrey Voth. Dana Michelle Walker. Sarah Leanne Wallace. Martavius Darnell Wallace Norfolk. Emma Marie Waters. Jack Richard Waters. Megan Christine Waters. Victoria Ann Weir. David J. Wells Jr. Tyler Logan Wingler. Janae J. Westbrooks. Josephine S. Weston. Martha Wiebe. Ann M. Williams. Amari Marie Wimberly. Mitchell K. Winkleman. Abigail F. Wise. Ashley Renee Wise. Chloe Raylyn Wojciechowski. Marissa Nicole Woods. Kathleen Bukme Yang. Delaney Elizabeth Yoakum. Sydney Ann Zombo. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
We love you, everybody. Good luck.
Good afternoon, class of 2020. My name is Jenna Cotey, and it has been an absolute honor to serve as your class president for the past 3 years. It has been such a wonderful experience. I truly would not be where I am if it wasn't for the support I have gotten from my wonderful family, friends, and teachers. Thank you for cheering me on, helping me grow, and creating a wonderful environment for leadership. Most importantly, I want to thank the class of 2020. Thank you for your patience, hope, and encouragement. With the abrupt ending of our senior year on March 13th, there's been so much talk about what the class of 2020 is missing out on. Yet, I would like to shed light on what the class of 2020 has accomplished throughout the past 4 years at FHS. From our elementary days to senior year, the class of 2020 has always been a prevalent topic. We are the class that made the transition from chalkboards to smartboards, the class that made the switch from textbooks to MacBooks, and now we are the first class to ever experience a virtual graduation. If there is anything our class knows best, it's change. In 2016, we had no idea what our high school experience would hold. Our freshman year was as usual as any, with the exception of a sinkhole, of course. We were welcomed as ramblers with open arms and soon began to flourish. As freshmen, we came in strong by holding state titles in swim, landing leading roles in musicals, and demonstrating incredible skills in art. Sophomore year, we really found our place in the school. I will never forget the homecoming pep assembly where we surprised everyone with our win at tug of war. As juniors, we recognized how hard work can get us anywhere. With that, the Fraser Singers and Symphony Band traveled to New York City to compete and brought home over 20 awards. Finally, the year we have anticipated all of our lives, senior year. This year, we won the Powder Puff game, along with all of the homecoming competitions. The volleyball team made it to regional finals, marching band got a 1 at festival, and the leadership students won 2 awards of excellence. And we continued to beat the other classes at tug of war. Our class puts so much work into making the most out of every experience we get. There is no question that our class holds a variety of talents and has experienced so many achievements. Yet, I believe our biggest achievement is coming together during times where we are forced to be apart. From decorating our front windows to quarantine prom, the class of 2020 does not give up. Born during 9/11 and graduating during a pandemic, our lives have been samples for modern-day security, technology, and medicine. With everything going on in the world, we have never once let it dull our light. Our class sticks together. We are teammates, we are friends, we are each other's support systems. At this part of my speech, I would have told you to look around, but in that case, you'd probably be looking at your bedroom walls. So instead, close your eyes and imagine your favorite memory at FHS, whether it be boat regatta, your first game of the season, or doing your goal sheets in seminar. Just kidding. These are the moments we will cherish forever. The Fraser High School class of 2020 will not be forgotten. As we go on, we remember the late nights spent at Coney after a performance or football game. We remember Mr. Hogan's high fives in the hallway. And of course, the Fraser fight song being played over the PA any random Friday Mr. Steins remembered to play it. These 4 years have been the stepping stones to the lives we wish to lead. We will grow up to become doctors, musicians, electricians, but we will always be ramblers. I challenge you to take the lessons we learned at FHS and build on them. Spread positivity, be kind to others, and be patient. And now, I leave you with a quote from one of the strongest leaders I have ever met. Genevieve Sita once said, "We take things as they come, one day at a time." Reaching your goals will not always be easy, but they will always be possible. Each day will bring new challenges, but life will always go on. Don't give up. Don't ever lose that Fraser pride. Our class will live on forever as peacemakers and innovators, despite any circumstance we are faced with. Go forth with the morals we have endorsed at FHS. For now, it is in your hands to live the life you wish to lead. Congratulations, you met all of your competencies. Class of 2020, you may turn your tassels.
Thank you for attending the virtual portion of Fraser High School's graduation. We look forward to seeing you tonight at the drive-thru ceremony starting at 7 p.m.